And they're finally getting some decent conditions without the winds. But we do have some interesting things going on here weather-wise. Dean, a look from 10,000 feet down onto the valley floor. Nice-looking shot. Here is a beautiful day in the metro area today with clear skies. No major issues out there weather-wise, and approaching the longest day of the year. We do have a storm, though, and it's right here in central Lee County, heading off to the east at about 15 miles an hour. The big problem with this particular cell as it heads into Eunice and just to the south of Hobbs is heavy rain. 1 to 2 inches of rain are possible with this cell as it cruises across central Lee County. So there is a flood warning for you guys down in Lee County because of the slow-moving nature of this cell and because of the heavy rain that it is producing. Now, as you can tell, all around this, there's really not much going on other than this one particular storm. And in fact, it is this one storm that is a factor in Lee County that we've got across the whole state. In fact, look anywhere else, there's nothing else going on. So you guys get it all to yourself in Lee County. So watch out there. And again, flood warning in place as this thing cruises across and heads into Texas. Meanwhile, the rest of us largely dealing with clear skies. 81 degrees in the metro area. East-southeast winds right now at 5 miles an hour. For the most part, pretty good setup across the north right now. 60s and 70s, fairly mild. Some 80s here in the city, and then down to the south, 70s and 80s for the most part, including 84 in Deming and 84 in TRC as well. Looking at the satellite and radar, moisture is not having much success rolling into the state. High pressure is not really helping us draw this in, and the position of the high is not in a great spot to bring a lot of moisture in across the state. So tomorrow, we'll get a shot at a couple of showers. It's just not going to be the widespread rain that we would like to see. So here is the overall setup for tomorrow. Another shot at rain. Most of it's going to be across the eastern edge of the state where we could see a couple of powerful thunderstorms. We saw some today in places like Curry and Roosevelt County. That's possible again. And then as we get into Saturday, the moisture sort of starts to try to nudge its way into central sections of the state. You can tell by the way I'm saying that. It's not still a real impressive scenario across the board for storms. So I'd look for more isolated showers than anything else. And in fact, as we take a look at things on our superstorm track, you'll see showers and storms dying off tonight, lastly in Lee County. And then tomorrow, we crank them up again. Central mountain chains eastward. We could see a spot storm in the metro, but it's nothing I'd plan around. Better shot over the Sacramento Mountains and along the east slopes of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains as well. Things quiet down late in the day tomorrow into Saturday. Another round of a few scattered showers across the northeast and southwest will be a possibility. Now, we dove into the books today to look at some numbers here. What do we usually do for summertime rain during a strong El Nino, which is in the process of setting up? And the numbers are actually really impressive. Now, during the monsoon flow pattern, really what we're talking about here is July, August, and the first part of September. We usually get 6 inches in Chama. In a strong El Nino, 13 plus inches. Santa Fe, 5 inches is the usual number. We get about 6.42 in a strong El Nino. Albuquerque, we sometimes double up what we usually get during the monsoon flow pattern. And in Gallup, we do much better as well. As you get down across the east side of the state here, Carrizozo almost doubles up. Roswell gets close to doubling up with the precip that they usually get. And finally, across the northern mountains, places like Taos, Eagle Nest, both double up on precip when we have a strong El Nino in place, and Las Vegas does better as well. We thank the National Weather Service for some of those numbers. They are impressive. We'll see if they end up panning out. 86 Durango, 84 in Pagosa Springs, and 84 in Alamosa. Sunshine, mild conditions on the way for tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine in the northwest, 80s and 90s here, with a bit of haze, no doubt, because of the wildfire off to the west of you guys. 95 in Lawrenceburg, 95 in Deming, and 90 out in Silver City. Over to the southeast, partly cloudy, some spot storms, and then a chance at a shower on Saturday as well. Up across the northeast, scattered showers will be a possibility throughout the next 7 days. Pretty good setup across the east for at least some shower activity. 85 in Taos, 79 in Chama out in Red River, 71 for tomorrow. Out into the East Mountains, temperatures here for the most part in the 80s with scattered afternoon showers here in the metro. Partly sunny, a spot storm, a possibility. Pretty warm. Temps in the low 90s in the Heights, 93 out in Rio Rancho. Extended forecast for warm over the weekend. Spot showers a possibility, but as you can tell, not a particularly wet 7-day stretch here in the metro. Coming up in our next half hour, Dean, those 5 childhood toys you wish you'd kept, because now they're worth a fortune.
All right. Sounds good, Mark. Thank you.
All right.